Alright, looky what I got in the mail. Starbond sent me a package and asked me to do a review. So let's go ahead and get stuff out of here and see what they sent me. Get my knife out.
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Alright, first let's open one of these up and see what we get inside of it here. I like the packaging. Alright, you get some medium in this package. And you get 2 applicators. I like that because normally when you get an applicator here and you have the applicator tip, it'll get hard and clogged up and stuff. So I'm kind of glad they did that. Alright, you also get some of these small applicators and a little red tip that goes in the tip of these. If you don't want to do that, you can just put in the tip there. So, and you get a set of instructions. Just going to test and see how well one little piece holds this. Use the activator. And although you use activator, I would highly suggest that you wait a few minutes so it bonds a little bit better. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes since I did this. I should be able to break this apart, but how much strength do I take? Dang, that took a lot right there. It bonded pretty good, So, alright, now normally what I do when I'm turning something that doesn't have a tenon on it is I glue and then hot glue something like this to it. So that's what we're going to do right now. And what I'll do is I'll just let that sit, and now we're going to hot glue around, and then we'll go ahead and turn this and see how well it holds. By the way, I was using thick that time. It's a gap filler, but I think it'd be better to hold this with that right there. We're going to test the gap filler ability of this in just a minute. We go slow. Seems to be steady. It's on there good. See how easy it comes apart now. Boom. That works pretty darn good. Alright, we're going to try something. I've got a small opening over here and I don't want to mix up a whole bunch of epoxy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this thick gap filler to see if I can fill in that gap. But I'm going to use a little bit of this tint. Alright, so the gap is right there. You can barely see it. I already put a little bit of resin in there. Alright, so this is hard. Like I said, it's a little bit lighter, but I think it's going to work perfectly. So what I'm going to do is finish turning this, sand it up, and then I'll show a picture of it after I am done sanding it up. Alright, this is sanded up to 240. A little bit different color, but you ain't going to be able to tell once we get the shine on this. So it's looking pretty good. That lighter green is what it looks like when you're done with all of it. And there's some inside the lip right there. But as you can see, it fills in really nicely. I'm digging these little tips to get into these small cracks. And there you go. It looks pretty good. Filled those holes or those cracks. and looks pretty cool. And it'll look even better once I put a finish on it. Alright, I'm gonna fill a few of these holes here. Alright, if you watch my videos, you know that Starbond sent me this kit a while back. So, and I've used it on a lot of my projects, and I just showed you a couple of them in those videos. Let's talk a little bit about filling gaps with Starbond. I realized that you cannot fill large gaps with one go. You need to put a little bit of the gap filler in, spray it, put more, spray it, put more, spray it. Same thing with the black if you're going to fill a gap with the black. Smaller gaps, fill them, spray them, let them go, but you still need to let them cure a little bit, I found too. These caps right here are a lifesaver. I've been through 2 caps because I get in a rush and I forget to wipe them off, or you know, I leave the cap open and it dries in it. So having extra ones of these are great. Let me tell you what, these little things right here are awesome. I was kind of worried about using them. I didn't think they'd work that well, but getting into the small cracks with these little extenders is amazing. One thing I would have liked with this accelerator, I'd like to be a bigger can, and they do sell larger cans. Same thing with the thin. I would have rather had a larger bottle of that because I flood areas that are punky, and these little bottles run out real quick. I went through a whole bottle on that platter that you guys saw earlier. The medium is really good for sticking stuff together and filling small cracks also. So, and the black, as you saw, I used that a lot because it goes well with the wood that I'm using. Okay, let's talk about issues I had. Okay, I used the thin to try to do a finish on a bottle stopper, and I could not get a good finish. But I will admit this, it is only the second time I have tried to do a CA finish. The first one didn't come out good either, so I will continue to try this, and you may see it on another video. I got a buddy, if you want to see him, his name's Robert, and he's over at Crosscut Creations. I'll put the link up on the screen. He shows how to do a good CA finish on a pen, and I'm gonna go watch that video again, and then I'm gonna do it just like that, and then I can tell you in that video how well that worked. Another issue I had was the accelerator. I would push down on the sprayer and sometimes it wouldn't come out because I had it inverted, and this, if they had a nozzle on here that could spray upside down, sideways, because you never know how you need to get into the piece. Those were the 2 issues that I had with that. Alright, if this is your first time here, I appreciate it. Could you run on down and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you know when stuff's coming out. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. The logos that just came up are done by JP Brown at Foxhall Woodworks. You can find him on YouTube. I'll put his link right down below in my description. But you have a good one, and until next time, stay cool.